Knicks fans rejoice. Carmelo Anthony is out of New York and is joining forces with Russell Westbrook and Paul George in Oklahoma City. With now 3 teams with a big 3 on their roster, which one will emerge as the best in the West? I'm joined by Vernazza and Brad Klier to sort it all out. So guys, a lot of people were starting to think that this was going to be a quick 1-year pit stop for Paul George on his way to an eventual move to the Los Angeles Lakers. Now that Melo's here, do you think that changes? Dom, what do you think?
I'm not saying he's definitely going to leave, but I don't think Melo really changes it much. Yeah. Paul George is looking where is he going to spend the next 4 or 5 years of his career. Melo is 34. He's clearly on the downside. Financially, it's going to be tough to keep him after his contract expires. I think if Paul George is looking at this move, it's great for this year. It's going to make the team better, but I don't think he cares that much about playing with a 35, 36-year-old Melo.
I think at this point, it doesn't necessarily make a drastic difference, as you said, but I think it does improve the odds of him staying. Carmelo's got a $28 million player option for next year. He's not turning that down.
No, he's keeping it.
The possibility of having those 3 together again next year, another good team in the West. So if he went to the Lakers, it would be harder for them to get to the top tier of the West.
George is going to be committing 5 years to the Thunder, then, Melo's only going to be there for maybe 2.
I'm not saying it's likely, but I think it increases the odds.
I think it really has no impact.
Okay. Well, we've got a new big 3 in the West, as we can see. Yeah. How do we think that the power struggle is going to be? You got dominant guys like Paul George, Russell Westbrook, Carmelo Anthony loves getting the ball. Do you think that these guys are going to be able to mesh together well, Brad?
I do. I think you take Russell Westbrook, the dominant, ball-dominant, pounding the ball point guard who's going to get his shot at will. Paul George is a superstar, and you're going to be making his role a 3-and-D. You have a superstar in a 3-and-D role. Carmelo is a stretch 4 shooter.
Is he going to take that? He's been the number 1 option his whole time. He's been an Olympic athlete. I don't think he's going to like being the 3rd option behind.
Paul George
like you said,
he's going to be the Carmelo or Paul George being the 3rd
Paul
option?
George.
He's going to be the 2nd option.
Then I don't think Melo's going to like being 3.
But you're taking a guy of such incredible skill and you're putting them in such a role that's so small as a stretch forward can shoot. That's an incredible player to have in such a small role.
But then if you're putting, really all Melo does is get buckets. Let's be honest, his game's not well-rounded. He doesn't play defense. He's not a rebounder.
And he's becoming more and more of a 3-point shooter.
He's a solid 3-point shooter, but if all he's doing is occasionally spotting up in the corner, then he's not really providing you that much at all.
Would you rather have him be taking those shots? Or would you rather have, say,
Andre Roberson?
Yes, Andre who can't even shoot. Andre Roberson.
I mean, I admit he's a talent upgrade. I just worry about how these 3 are going to, interact together. Last year, they combined to have a usage rate of 98%. I mean, these are ball chuckers. Melo, his entire career, has been a chucker. He hasn't really liked when other people kind of infringe on a superstar.
I think with the 2 in Paul George and Carmelo, they want to win. Russell Westbrook wants to win. You put superstar players in smaller roles, they're going to thrive to an unbelievable extent.
I don't think Melo's game is good for other superstars because he's a chucker. He doesn't pass.
All right, well, hey, guys, as we can see, we've got another star from the East moving to the West. What seed do you think OKC is going to get?
I'm going to be the 4 seed. You figure last year they won 47 games. They were about 8 games behind Houston. They were, 14 behind San Antonio. I think San Antonio's going to be as good. They retained.
Really?
They're bringing pretty much everyone back. Hey, I can't count out the Spurs. I can't count out the Spurs.
I'm going to go 3. I think Houston's number 2. I think we both agree on that. I think San Antonio, they're sort of at that complacent level where they're sort of declining a little bit if they don't add another marquee free
That's what they say every year.
I think this is that year truly.
I've been hearing that for 10 years.
But with the competition that's been added that's going to be above them, I think OKC has surpassed them on a talent level, and I think
I think the other thing with OKC is, yes, they won 47 games, but they're really the point differential of a 43-win team. They got a few crazy shots by Westbrook, Those regress to the mean.
And you're adding 2 superstars to that team.
Melo's not a superstar.
You have versatile defenders in Jeremy
I think you add at least 10 wins. I think the Spurs just pass them.
We've got a lot of great competition to look forward to in the NBA. A lot of great competition. But unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this segment. Now, let's trade live sports for virtual ones as Ellie sits down with Andrew and Chris to discuss the best sports video games since 2000.